Well, hey, I am in the studio today with a fun couple and with my husband, Brian. And today we're going to talk about a great thing for you couples out there. It's called responding to your spouse's bids. Sean, can you give us a quick definition of what we mean by a bid?
Yeah, a bid is like a hint or a request that you may ask directly or indirectly of your spouse of something that you would like them to do.
Okay, good. Yeah, so in your relationship, how often, who's more of the hint dropper in your relationship? Kaylee, and why is that?
I think we just grew up in different homes.
Okay.
So I definitely just communicate differently.
Okay.
So he's pretty direct.
Okay.
But I just indirectly hint.
Okay.
So how is he pretty good? Are you saying he's pretty bad at responding to your bids?
In the beginning, terrible. But so he's so good now.
Okay.
But
Something you had to learn.
learning curve. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Well, that's what kind of the point of this conversation really is. It's about building trust in your marriage. So that makes sense early in marriage that it was hard to pick up on some of those maybe hints or unmet expectations because you're just still learning from each other. That's what we want you guys to think about, couples, as you watch this video. What are those things that you're asking for from your spouse directly or indirectly? Things that you want from them, some action you want them to take. Because there's a purpose in what your spouse is saying or trying to do. And what they want is you to take action on those. So let me just give a couple of examples, and maybe you guys give an example too. What does someone say when they say, a wife says, "How do I look?" What is she indirectly asking for from her husband?
She's asking for compliments.
Affirmation.
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 So she's not looking for the
Attention.
truth.
She's
She
not
does-
looking,
she
the
does not
truth.
want truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Kaylee, what are you communicating when you're washing the dishes and maybe you're slamming them around a little loud?
For help.
For help, trying to get his attention, like, hey, it would be nice if you helped me with the dishes.
Yeah.
Okay, those are just a couple of examples of ways that spouses are kind of throwing those bids out there. Now, there's 3 ways that we can respond to a bid, and this is important because if you're going to add trust to your relationship, there's one good way to respond to the bid. So, Kaylee, what is the first thing that we say that you can respond to a bid that's the positive one? It's the turning toward, right?
Right.
So what does that mean?
So that means to actively respond to that and want to please or
Fulfill the request,
need.
right?
Yeah.
Right, to
the
take
need or the
action.
want, yeah.
So that's the first one. That's the one that we're always hoping for to turn toward. Okay, Sean, the second one is you can respond to a bid by turning away. What does that mean?
So that's basically ignoring the request or just pretending that it wasn't even given.
So you could just be sitting on your phone and like, or not paying any attention, just flat out ignoring or refusing even, right, to do it?
Yep.
Okay, the third one is turning against.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean? That's a little different.
I think that means like to belittle the request or downplay the request of your spouse. So just like, oh, that's not important.
Right. Do you have an example of a
don't.
time that maybe Sean did the turning against?
So yeah, I requested several times that he just pick up his towel or pick up his clothes, and he just thought it was no big deal. So
Yeah, Sean, in your mind, as
something-
she's dropping hints like, I pick up your towel every day, what are you thinking?
So I was thinking that's silly. Like, why is that a big deal? You know, we're both tired. We've had a long day. Who wants to pick up their towel?
Okay.
And I would almost turn against her because I felt like she was not receiving my bids of, wanting intimacy in the relationship. And so I would almost say, oh, you're just using that to make me do stuff around the house for you.
Okay.
And early on, it was a good
It was a big
source
fight.
of conflict.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing just to pick up on here for a minute. So you would hear a bid from her about, hey, I'd love for you not to put your wet towel on the floor. And you're thinking, well, I'd love, you said, more intimacy. When you start meeting that need or expectation, then maybe I'll do yours.
Yeah, and she would even say, if you do this, that
will happen.
Yeah, that will happen more because that
Right.
Shows
the
Because this is
Love
what
and
gets
respect.
this gets into the trust part, right? Because here's the last thing that we want to say. Couples that practice the turning toward behavior are putting good deposits of goodwill and building trust into your relationship, right? Because nobody wants to feel like when you turn against or turn away, how does that feel when your expectations went unmet, when the bid was ignored, or...
You feel unloved, or just that your spouse is being super selfish and you just, you're wanting more from them and they're not fulfilling that. So, that care and need isn't being met. And
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You set them up, like they should know me good enough to do this bid for me.
Right.
Or want to. The
Right.
want.
Yeah, and I think for us too, the same thing is over the years we've learned that when you throw a bid out and I respond to that, then you're more willing to respond than to me in kind.
A little give and take.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the point, couples. The point is responding to your spouse's bids is going to build trust in your relationship. It's like making deposits in an account. So make sure that when your spouse throws something out there, directly or indirectly, respond to that. Take action to do something about that, and you'll see great things happen in your marriage. So use those questions below. Have a conversation with your spouse, with a mentoring couple in your life, in your small group, and learn how to better respond to your spouse's bids. We'll see you in the next video.